everyone, and welcome to Needle Notes with Stitcher Trish and her nerdy husband Steven. Woo! This is our episode number 21. Today is September the 21st, 2024. We want to thank you so much for dropping by and spending a little time with us as I talk about my stitching problem, and my husband comes along for the ride because he's a good guy. Woo! So, a lot has been accomplished since the last time that we visited with you. So I'm really excited to show you a fully finished, meaning it's been framed. This is Agnus Day by Modern Folk Embroidery, and it's in its frame now, and it's heavy. Get it up on the table for you to enjoy. She's absolutely gorgeous. This was stitched on Legacy Linen Heron Gray with DMC B5200, 1 strand over 2, and it is a 38 count. It is gorgeous. I love this frame. Of course, my wonderful husband picked this out because he's really good at picking out frames. So
my contribution to the enterprise.
Yes, he has to go with me to the framers. I don't dare go by myself. So anyway, I'm so excited to get this back, and next Sunday we are heading over across town to enter this into the regional fair. Yep. This is one of my 3 entries, so first time I've entered something into the fair. The
fair, formerly known as the Dixie Classic Fair,
is now the Carolina Classic Fair. So yep. Here in Winston, it's a pretty big regional fair. Didn't get brave enough to do the state fair thing because that's a lot of trouble to get stuff to Raleigh. It's a long ways for us. So anyway, thrilled with how that turned out. Oh, and it's by Modern Folk Embroidery. I don't think I said that, but that's who Agnus Day is. The pattern was by. So that was the first of our big finishes. I got a lot of things finished. The next thing I want to show you is my quote-unquote travel piece. It traveled around with me a lot and didn't get very done. This is a bookmark by a Ukrainian designer, Petruvia.com, and that's spelled for you down in the description box. But she sent me this kit. In the kit, and I have the what's left of the kit, the little card that had all the flosses left over. There was also some leftover red that I didn't put back on there. All the instructions, the pattern, directions. Let's see, here's the cover that came with it. And then, I can't show you the pattern, but all the directions on how to do these, how to stitch it together, because it came with 2 pieces of Aida, and you just stitched them together. So yeah, see the back. So not my best stitching around the outside there, but you know, anyway, I'm happy to have this done. It was fun. There are tons of these bookmarks, and she released like 3 or 4 more this week. She has a really good Instagram that's up to date. So please go by and check that out, especially if you have a young one to stitch a bookmark for or something like that.
It's a fun website.
Yeah, it's great. She's got so much cool stuff on there. So that was fun. I finished that up. I finally focused on it. About 2 hours I had it finished. And it took me about 20-30 minutes to get the 2 pieces sandwiched together and stitched around the outside.
It's got great instructions for doing that.
Oh yeah, too. They were very descriptive, thank goodness, because I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm doing with this. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So the other really fun thing, I stitched this in a week. So this makes me laugh every single time. It's called Shout in German. It's by Snarky Art Company, which is an Etsy shop. So tell someone you love them, if I can remember it. Tell someone you love them today because life is short, but shout it at them in German because life is also terrifying and confusing. This is for my husband. I'm going to get it. I think we're going to frame it and just put it the desk piece. And he wanted it on white, and of course the only thing I had that was white was 14 count Aida. So it's stitched with Bee Stitch Me Silks, a black and a red, 2 over 1. So, and it's not centered because I didn't do a good job of centering it, but I'm going to frame this one myself, so it'll be okay.
We'll fix it in post.
Well, yeah, correct. We will fix it in post. But that was fun. I really, a week. It really took me.
Yeah, you didn't take it long at all
probably
on that one.
6 hours in total to get that one done. But it was fun to do something, just really relaxing and very, very simple, which I needed to do because I had just finished another monster piece that I'm going to show you now. And I'm very excited to have this one done. Da-da-da. This is Snow Queen by Mirabillia with all the beads. Everything's done. It is ready to go to the framers, which we shall do in the next couple of weeks or so. As soon as I decide I want to pay for it to be framed, because it's not going to be cheap.
I'll clear my schedule.
Yeah, Stephen will go to help pick this out. But it will be framed, and then it's for our granddaughter, who is 5 whole months old right now. Yeah. But it will hang in her room eventually. It was so much fun to do. Once you got through the slog of just getting the dress done, that was painful for me. But doing the reindeer and then doing all of her features, I thoroughly enjoyed beading this. I used, I think it's called Nyla, N-Y-L-A, to put on the beads this time instead of trying to use floss, which was way easier. It did knot up. It works really, really well. All beads down here, lots and lots of fun. The only thing that wasn't fun is down here in this hem of the dress is whisper thread. That was not a pleasure. I'm crying it, nah, no big deal. No problem at all. But this whisper stuff, yeah, I complained about it.
Well, that's the way you felt about the Kreinik before.
At first,
you got the hang of it.
Yeah, but see, Kreinik, you can just, you can pull it through some wax and it behaves pretty well. That stuff, this doesn't behave at all. So anyway, Snow Queen by Mirabillia. All finished. Oh, the fabric on this is a Bee Stitch Me. It's called Frost, and this is an opalescent 32 count. I'd use 32 because the beads would not fit otherwise.
And
so
you cannot get a glimpse of what it looks like on camera.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous in person.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this one. So it'll be fun to pick out a frame for this one. So those are all of my big things that we have gotten finished. The only other whip I have right now that I worked on this week is my Temperature Dragon, which is called Up. This is by Dr. Christy. She has an Etsy store called Christy's Corner on Etsy, and I will link that below. This is her Temperature Dragon, and
yay, Christy!
Yay, Christy! She also has a wonderful floss tube. If you're not watching Christy, what are you doing with your life?
And you can learn stuff too.
I know, because she teaches you history things, which is one of my favorite parts of her floss tube. September, so far it's very yellow. We had a couple of green days. It got cool for 2 days.
Yeah.
And then it back with 80s. I don't know if the 80s are ever going to end. September's going to just be yellow, the rest of it. Then it'll be matching side over here for October. November is the eye, and then December finishes out the rest of the face. So, wow. It's almost done. Where did 24 go? So, Temperature Dragon.
That's scary.
It is. I know, right? When you look at that, you're like, wait a minute. Does that really happen? So, that's everything I have touched in the last 2.5 months, honestly. Most of that time was spent getting the Mirabillia finished. I think I spent 2 or 3 weeks beading. I can't remember. I think 2. Because I was obsessed with it.
It wasn't as long as you thought it was going to be.
Because I was obsessed with it. It's like I just had to get the beads done. And I had such a good time doing that.
When you started it, that was what you were least looking forward to.
I know.
You were dreading that.
Yeah, but no. I no longer dread beading.
Part.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Because I've only ever beaded one other piece. And that was the first time I'd done, and I didn't use the right kind of thread. That Nala stuff,
yeah,
that is the ticket. So, and I'm out, so I've got to buy some more somewhere. As far as purchases go, I've made a few little purchases. Because I like beading so much, I'm going to try some Mill Hill kits. So in order to do Mill Hill kits, I feel like you need one of these frames. And this is magnets. And they just, boom. And it's super tight. So you can also do fabric with these. I haven't used it yet, but I got this from a store online called Wizardy, and again, the link is below. But they primarily have items from Ukraine, which is really cool. So I found that on there, and I went to buy that. And then, of course, they have patterns. So I had to look through the patterns, and they probably have 30, 40 designers. And of course, I found one that I absolutely loved, which is Dragon with Embroidery is what this one is called. And the designer of this is Nadia Kadzina. It's a cute little piece. It is 111 by 134, so it's not very big, but this bad boy has 32 colors in it. So all DMC, which is great because I, love to use the DMC colors. It's cheaper. It's just as simple as anything else. So this is something to look forward to in the not too distant future, I expect, where I will get into working on that. So there were 2 of my purchases, and then the other purchases that I made, I saw this piece, I knew I had to get it. It's a Nora Corbett called Floral Dream. So I just purchased the pattern for this one, and I got that from Garon Stitchery, and I bundled that with the only thing I ordered from the needlework market, which is this cutie here, whose name is from Fine Frog Stitching, and this is the Badger Gentleman. Now, there is a story behind why I saw this when I saw it flipping through market stuff. I just, I gotta get this. So, Stephen, would you please enlighten us as to why there's a Badger pattern?
I refer to myself as Brother Badger. Before my beard went almost completely white on top, I was graying in a badger-like pattern. And so I started referring to myself as Brother Badger.
Yeah, so...
Which has come to dominate my Facebook presence.
Pretty much. And the top hat just did it for me because, Stephen also used to have a job where he wore a top hat all the time as a mad scientist.
I was a mad scientist.
Yeah, to, teach kids science, and he had a whole persona, which was fantastic. So
Dr. Clockwork.
Yeah. Anyway, this just fit right in. So with this, the called for fabric is a very, very, very burgundy color. And I have tons of fabric. I was in the Fortnite Fabric Club for 3 years. I don't need to buy more fabric. So I was like, I'm gonna stitch it on something out of the stash. So
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I dug through the stash and pulled this one out, and it's from the Browns. Meet the Browns was their last year that they did, and this is one of the Browns. My Prerogative is what they named it, and I had most of the DMCs in my stash, but we had to make a trip to the Joann and finish out the collection. So my intention is to get started on that this week.
We only had to use one alternative.
Right, only had to use one, and we looked it up and found the closest match because they didn't have any of the 20s at our Joann, didn't have any of the 20s. I'm like, I am not purchasing online for one floss. We'll make it work. So probably going to start that one here in a little bit after we finish up Flosstube because I haven't stitched today. So
Yeah.
Also want to show you again, because I enjoyed the beading so much, I had this tiny little Mill Hill kit. It's called Spring Bouquet in my stash. I have no idea where it came from. It is from 1991. I have a feeling I acquired it somewhere around 1991. I don't know if an aunt gave it to me or mom bought it for me. No recollection of where this came from. But it is a complete bead kit.
It was way before my time.
Oh, heavens, 91. I was in college. So, yeah, but it's really cute. All beads. Everything is in the kit. The perforated paper, beads. There was not a needle. Yet, you know what? I'm telling you a story. There's thread in here and a beading needle. Everything's in here. So, I'm going to start this sometime soon. That'll be fun because I really enjoyed working with the beads. We'll see how I like doing a full bead kit. So I'm kind of getting into plans now because that's probably going to get started this week as well. I have been pretty much just trying to finish up things that I have started. And I have one other monster piece that I'm just don't want to fight with right now, so I'm not going to get in it. And one other piece that I need to just touch and get back to, but that's really the only whips that I have. So I just have this itch to start a bunch of things. So that's going to happen. The other thing that I want to start really soon, Stephen purchased 2 patterns for me for Christmas last year, and this is one of them. This is Tea Dragon. It's by Pain Free Crafts, and Stanley Morrison is the artist on this. So this thing is basically a full coverage. You don't have, you know, it's full coverage on the image itself. The background is just fabric. But
you're welcome.
Yeah, there are 80 colors of floss in this. Okay, at least someone was good enough to purchase the floss. I have it. It's not on cards yet. That'll take half a day to get it all set up and ready to go. But I did purchase Lugana. I think it's Lugana. Yeah, Lugana. Okay, this is a, let me not lie to you, it's a 25 count Lugana. I intend to stitch this 1/1. So I've never done that before. The other thing that I've never done is used Markup XP, which is a program for your iPad. So I have that downloaded. I've purchased the subscription. Now I've just got to get it loaded in because it's not a digital pattern. I've got to take the pictures and stitch it together and all that. So if you have any tips, Markup XP, please drop them in the comments below. I do have their YouTube page. I have watched several of the Markup XP videos. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to do Badger Gentleman using Markup XP.
I'm a guinea pig as well as a badger.
Yeah, in more ways than we can even discuss. So we're going to give that a try and see how, because I've always just taken my patterns and I use a highlighter and highlight them off and I stick them to the frame as I'm stitching. So they're right there. So we'll see how this whole iPad thing works and whether or not I can
I think you'll like it.
We'll see if I can figure out how to make it. I mean, it's got a stand on the back. I have a case that has a stand. We'll just see how it goes. So, but that's kind of everything that, you know, it's kind of exciting to have so much stuff to show you that's finished and things to get started. So, quick life update. We're back in, Stephen's back in school. We are not. Stephen is back in school.
Oh, yes, I am.
And all that entails with his new batch of young ones that are interesting kids this year.
Interesting. Yeah.
But sweethearts. Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. Got a good group of kids. Stephen is an exceptional children's teacher, so.
The ones that I mostly work with are a lot of fun.
Yeah, so they're interesting kids, but very, very sweet. I am still hiring people to work for the bus company and teaching them how to drive motor coaches, and that's going really well. Other than that, there's been nothing exciting in our life, thank goodness. We're good with that.
It's about to be band season again for you.
Yes, it is. I get to judge a lot this year, pretty much every Saturday for the next 5 weeks. Marching band in North Carolina starts the last week of September and runs through October. Well, the first Saturday in November pretty much entails our season. So I get to judge quite a bit this year, which I'm excited about. It's a lot of fun.
Going up to Virginia?
Yeah, a couple of trips to Virginia, mostly here around the state. And we get to go to the Ren Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, about 3 weeks. Take one of my Saturdays and we're going to the Ren Fair with our drama department at school.
Chaperone the drama kids.
Yeah, actually, I'm driving the bus. Stephen is chaperoning. I'm no longer employed at the school, so it'll be fun. The theater teacher is one of our good friends, and she's fantastic. So,
she's a hoot.
Yeah, so that's kind of all that's going on in our life. We still have an Etsy store, and it still has some bags in there. It's called Foreverusneedleraft. If you're in need of some project bags, for example, since, you know, 'tis the season, this is one. We've got several more of them in there. And Stephen does the zipper pulls, which on this one is this great skull on it. So, sugar skull. So anyway, project bags are in the shop. So we'd love for you to visit us there. And it's on Etsy. Again, it's Foreverusneedleraft. So, again, thank you so much for coming by and spending a little bit of time with us. Love to share with you and appreciate you picking us to come and visit. So
yeah.
We wish you all the best and hope you're having a good fall. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Brought to you by Liquid Death.
Unfortunately, no.